So here's the deal. There's 5 things that I see students getting wrong with their saxophone playing all the time. And these mistakes hold players back. They stop you from actually making great progress in your saxophone. So in today's video, I'm going to break down what those 5 things are so you can avoid them in your playing and, just get on with the business of actually getting better at the saxophone and making some great music. Oh, hey, just before we get started, if you are new here, don't forget to click subscribe, hit the bell notification thing too, so that you find out about new videos that are coming up. Right, let's dig in. G'day, Nigel here from Sax School. Our practice time is really precious to us, right? We want to make fast progress on the saxophone. We don't want to be held back. And I think it's fascinating that, after teaching so many students, like more than 10,000 students over the last 7 years through Sax School, that I see the same 5 mistakes being made by people all the time. And that's people from all different backgrounds, from all around the world, from all different playing levels. They're having these same 5 mistakes that's holding them back from making progress. So that's why I think this video is so important today, because I want to show you how you can avoid these 5 things. They're pretty simple things really, but if you're mindful of them, it will actually help you to make much faster progress. Does that sound like a good plan? So the first thing is focus. Now, I know what it's like these days. It's so easy for us to get distracted on YouTube, particularly if you're searching around for a new tactic, a new technique, a way to get a great sound or get your fingers moving fast or be able to improvise over any tune. It's easy to spend all day just digging around on YouTube. And what ends up happening is you find 1,000 different approaches from 1,000 different people, and you end up basically spending all of your time going around in circles. Now, this happens on YouTube. It also happens when we go and buy 25 different books or talk to 17 different teachers. It's easy to spend all of your time chasing and very little time actually making progress. So focus is super important in our practice. Choose a strategy for how you're going to be practicing. Choose a strategy for how you're going to divide down your practice time. Get some great guidance on the best way to quickly reach your goals, whether that's improvising, whether that's tone, whether that's learning tunes, whether that's fingers, and stick to that path. Because if you follow it through, you will make some progress really, really quickly. But if you keep flitting around from one thing to the other and looking for the next magic pill that's going to solve your playing, you're really going to struggle to make progress quickly at all. My second tip is practice habit. Now, we all know practicing is important. We all know that we should have a schedule for it, but very few of us actually follow through with it. My number 1 tip here is to make your practice a priority. And that means committing to a time that you're going to practice and a day and a duration and then sticking to it. It doesn't matter if the latest episode of your favorite show comes out or your Facebook feed pings and pongs or the sun's shining so you're going to go and have a barbecue. You've got to make your practice the most important thing in your day and stick to it. And you know what? I think telling your friends and your family, telling the people around you that this is the time you're going to be practicing really helps with this. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner player, like absolutely brand new, just pull the saxophone out of the box for the first time player, or whether you've been playing for years and years. Equally, practice time is important. I've been playing for like 40 years. I still have my routine when I practice and I stick to it like military fashion so that it's the most important priority in my day. Sorry, kids. Yeah, sometimes it's more important than talking to my kids. Tip number 3, easy. Keep it simple. Now, I'm not just talking about keeping what you're playing simple. I'm talking about your approach to how you're playing, the approach to how you're learning. Simplify everything, because you know what? Most of us get caught up with this whole process of trying to play super fast improvising, or to play super high altissimo notes, or to play super long tones, or to have a super hard read. We're all trying to make it far too complicated, when really what we need to do is focus in on the simple basic skills, the fundamental skills of playing saxophone if we want to see some great results. So what I'm talking about here is concentrating on having a killer sound, concentrating on being able to play beautiful melodies in a really clear, lovely way where you're just focusing on the melody. And also thinking about really clear improvising tactics. Having a clear strategy, having a framework, having a system that works for you, and getting that right first. If you focus on those fundamental, foundational skills, then it'll make your playing so much better because you'll have a really solid base from which to build upon. But if you never focus on keeping it simple, then you're always going to struggle to really move your playing ahead. You're going to come across a barrier in your playing. So keep it simple, guys. Bring it down to the grassroots, the basic stuff, really get that right, and then you're going to start to see some amazing results in your progress. I've got 2 more tips for you, but just before we move on, tell me, what's the thing that you struggle with most in your playing? Is it tone? Is it technique? Is it finding practice time? Let me know in a comment. I'd love to know because it helps me to make better videos to help you. The 4th mistake I see people making all the time has got to do with embouchure. Now I'm talking about people neglecting the importance of having a strong embouchure. Everything starts with your embouchure. Everything starts with embouchure because you think about your tone, think about your flexibility over your range, even being able to play altissimo notes or to be able to put effects into your playing. It all starts with having a really strong embouchure. So the most important thing you could focus on in your daily practice is exercises to build your embouchure strength. So I'm talking about slow melodies. I'm talking about effective warm-up strategies. Exercises that are fun to play but that actually give your embouchure a good workout. I'm talking about using your tuner and focusing on that. Doesn't matter what level you're at with your playing, you should be working on your embouchure strength daily because if you've got a killer embouchure, you're going to be able to have a killer sound, and that's going to help you to have a killer technique and help you to be an amazing saxophone player. And my 5th tip, guys, it's really not about the gear. Just about all of us have got a collection of mouthpieces. We've probably got all sorts of doodads that go on our saxophones. We're trying different reeds and ligatures. We're all looking for that magic pill that's going to give us the edge, that's really going to help push our playing forward. But I've got to tell you guys, and you might not agree with me, but from my experience, it's not about the gear. Get a saxophone that works, get a mouthpiece that feels comfortable and a reed that works for you, and then spend your time working on your embouchure, working on your skills, because that's going to give you so much more benefit than spending hours and hours and hours shopping for mouthpieces and saxophones and changing things and then adjusting to that new thing that you've changed to. Don't waste time doing that. Don't get distracted by the next shiny thing. Instead, get a good solid sax and focus on building your skills. Think about how many wonderful players there are out there, like world-class players that use the same mouthpiece I've had for years, that use a horn from the 1960s. They're just focusing on building their skills, and that's what we should all be doing as well if we really want to see amazing results. So there you have it. Those are my 5 mistakes. I see people making these mistakes all the time. Now you know what they are. You're not going to make those mistakes. So get some focus in your playing. Develop an amazing practice habit. Keep it simple with what you're working on. Don't forget to focus on your embouchure strength. That's the core of everything that happens with a saxophone. And finally, it's not about the gear. Don't get distracted with choosing more gear. Just stick with what you got. Put the time in on building amazing skills, and you're going to see an amazing improvement in your playing. Now I've got something to help you put all of this stuff into action. It's my saxophone toolkit. Now this is a bundle of my favorite lessons, whether you're a beginner or whether you're coming back to saxophone or whether you want to learn improvising. There's lessons in there to help you with all of those different stages, even a lesson in there to help you develop an amazing warm-up routine. So that's the toolkit. It's absolutely free. It's been used by thousands of people, and I know it works because so many of those people have got amazing results from it. So there's a link here where you can grab that, get stuck into it, and have some fun with it. Let me know how you get on with it too. So don't forget, if you're new here, click subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell icon too. And more importantly, go and explore the other lessons on my channel, because there's a ton of stuff here to help you develop amazing skills and learn some fantastic tunes and have some fun playing saxophone, because saxophone should be about having some fun. All right, keep practicing hard. I'll catch you next time.